Right, welcome to the third part, trying to remember, definitely part 3 of this page. Now, I still haven't decided on all the colours that I am doing for everything, but what I thought I would do was to do the items that I have decided and then see what's left really. So these two, I'm going to do these in red. So let's come in close and do these. I do enjoy colouring a mushroom, so it should be lots of fun, I hope. Now we have a selection of reds and sort of orangey colours. I'm just going to bring them out. These are the 3 that I'm going to use. So we've got this really dark colour, which is number 8, and it is called Bordeaux Red. And then we've got number 170, which is called, I can't find it on my list, there it is, Pyrrole Red or Carmine. And then number 5 is the reddish orange or orange, depending on what set you've got. There is another red, it's a bit more pinky. It's the Carmine Red or the Cherry Red. So I'm going to use these, and the other one we might want for something else later anyway. So with the mushrooms / toadstools, what I would normally do is what I'm going to do right now is take the darkest colour, which I have my Bordeaux, my number 8, just checking my lights on, it is, and I'm going to put down some of this near the outside. I'm going to start to fade it, and I am colouring around the circles. I want them to be white. Now with these polycolours, I don't know if it's true of all polycolours, but with this set, none of them bleed into white pen. So if you go over the edge, which is exactly what I have started to do with your colour into these bits, if you want them white, you can use a pen and they will just magically disappear. So it's great. It does annoy me when some colours bleed into the white, especially when they go neon pink, which is usually the way they go. So, ugh. But these don't, which is great news. It's normally just a few of the reds that do it, or colours which have a sort of strong pinky red element in them. In Prismacolors, I think the Dahlia. I think I'm not going to use this colour for this one because they're sort of overlap. So I think, or maybe just a really little bit here. Not quite so much, just a little bit on the edge so that those two colours don't overlap that much. This one I think I'm going to colour over the dots because I'm not going to be able to go around them very easily, and I'll use a white pen. Oh, there's a bit there that should be blue. Then there, look. Which blue did we use? Is my question to myself. I think it was probably the mountain blue. I'm just going to fill it in now, because otherwise I might just completely forget. There we go. Okay, I'm switching reds now to the 170, the Pyrrole Red / Carmine, one or the other, whichever colour you... And it is a bit pinky, but hey, what does it matter? It's going on the top of the sort of Bordeaux. Again, just going around these little elements. Mind has been whirring while I've been, I actually took a little break, a coffee break, and thinking about what to do next for my next series in the mornings. And also someone's asked me to put them together a chart, which is great, but I'm going to have to do a fair bit of research first, which is absolutely fine. I don't mind doing that. I find that really fun. Actually, my master's degree is in research methods in psychology, but research is just something that's good fun to me. So yeah, that'll be good. But I've been putting together all these different charts to give away to you in Ko-fi. It's been really fun. I just did one because I thought it would be useful and I enjoyed it, and I thought I'd do some more. So I'm just loosening up the colour, filling it lightly. I realise I'm going all over the white bits. It's just what I've decided to do. And we'll go a bit darker on this one so it looks a bit different, even though it's the same. And yeah, so I've been having fun with that. But it does mean, I realised it's probably why I did less colouring last month, because I was making a few charts. But it's fine. I was having fun, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I've got a few colouring goals for this month, so that's good as well. Okay, let's grab the orange or the reddish orange, depending on what you've got. Right, should I go over all of it? What I'm going to do actually is start in the middle and then go outwards and see whether it looks like it needs to go all the way out or not. I just sort of plan as I go. I realise we haven't done any yellow. I'm not really good at using yellow, am I? And I haven't really thought about putting yellow anywhere, like for the door or whatever. But, the yellow door. It's making me think. You can hear my cogs turning in my brain. Gosh, it's Friday afternoon and I've really got that Friday afternoon feeling. Slightly dozy and sleepy, not really wanting to focus on anything. You know, that sort of thing going on. Of course, when this video goes out, it won't be Friday, it'll be Wednesday, I think. So hopefully you'll be a bit more alert. Although Wednesday, they sometimes call it hump day, because apparently it's depressing because it's the middle of the week, so it's not near. Oops, over the line she goes. It's not near the weekend yet. You aren't refreshed from the last weekend. It's not near the next weekend. You know, but I'm lucky enough to enjoy my job. I do like the weekends when the family are home, but just got. What is that? What is that? Is that her tail? No. It must just be a bit of the mushroom. Anyway, you can see how the colours blend well. On this. So there are our two main parts done. The windows I'd quite like to be in a dark brown, and although we've used the dark brown before for parts of the tree, I think it won't really matter. This is 33. It is called, yeah, it's called dark brown. I thought it was. And I'm just going to do the window frames. I'm going to do them quite hard. I want them to sort of stand out really. Go. Now we've got another window frame in the top of the tree, which I'm going to do as well while I'm doing these, because I think I'm going to do it in the same way. Partly because it's easy and I'm lazy, I don't have to think of a different way to do it, and partly because it'll match. So just hard. I do have different techniques for window frames, but these are quite small. So this one again, just around the edge. Quite a hard layer of this. Oh, excuse me. Right, I am back at last. I have been away for quite a long time. It was my mum on the phone. We were having a nice natter, and then I noticed that it was getting a bit late, so I put some food in the. Well, I got some food prepared, ready to cook in the oven later. I thought I would just do it before I came back to this. Sorry, I'm just fiddling with my clock so I can keep an eye on the time, so I have to go and put the oven on later. But I thought if I did it before I started back at this, it would probably be sensible. Now this windowsill, while I'm just doing the frame, I think I'm going to do the sill. I'm just going to do a light layer of this. like that, and then grab slightly darker brown. I think maybe this one. This is the number 32, which is the natural sienna or brown, and just finish that off like that. Might as well. Now I know we were doing these down here, I haven't forgotten. Right, windows. Nice warm cozy light, I'm thinking. The gold, this one, there's some golds, I think they're nicer than a yellow. They're even warmer, more inviting. So this is number 28, which is called Gold Ochre, and I think we'll pop this in all of the windows. And we'll also do the windows on the other side of the page. So I will go across in a minute. We've also got a window here, look. We'll do that one too. It's Johanna Basford, I think, that sort of introduced me to the concept that doing lights inside looks warming and inviting. And I think that's what we want from this picture. Now this one would do it behind here too. And it's also pretty easy. And you don't have to do it just plain colouring like I'm doing. I can show you. Actually, I won't do that, but you can make it more orangey around the edge. But I'm not going to. I don't want to. I like the plainness against the dark brown. And I'm going to do this one too. In the door. Still haven't decided what colour I'm doing the door. But there we go. We can do the window. Okay, so back to our little houses, and we need to do this sort of chimneys and roof and bits and bobs. Now I usually do these grey. I might do that. I might start with a grey. We've got two greys in this set. I'm going to use the slate grey, which is slightly darker. I think it will be better, and I'm going to use it for the gills part here. I'm just going to do some plain dark colouring here because this isn't going to be my only colour here. And then for the actual stem, I'm going to fade it towards the centre to try and make that stem look a bit more rounded. Of course, if it was rounded, it would be very difficult to get a door in there, but hey, we're not the carpenter, we're just the colourist. There we go. And this top bit here, I think I'm also going to do this in a grey. I don't really know what colour that would be. Husband has actually been studying mushrooms and toadstools a little bit. I'm going to make it darker at the bottom. He has been drawing them, so he's been wanting to know about the different shapes, and also watched a program about them. Someone was I want to say foraging in a forest, well, it was a woodland, looking for the different types. Now the chimneys, we can do them grey. I think we will. I think I'll keep it grey like that and then fade it a bit, and the same here like that, so it looks maybe like it's silvery. I think that's quite fun. I know I'm ignoring Johanna's pretty embellishments, but my plan for the non-chimney bits that we've just done is to use a brown with them. So number 33. Oops, I nearly dropped it then. Now I want a really light bit to make it look a little bit more browny, you know, like a warmer grey or even a French grey, if you're used to your Prismacolors, that sort of thing, just to make it look less silvery. But yeah, I just like it when the mushrooms are slightly browny, so that's why I'm doing it. But these ones can stay silvery. Okay, the two doors, I'm thinking of doing them orange, because we've got orange here but it's not very striking because we've got the red around it. So I thought maybe if I do the doors in orange they'll match, but if I layer it up a bit more, ooh, I can hear a child outside, they'll look a bit more actually orange. I think that's worked quite well. I'm happy with that anyway. The door handles are too small and the hinges and things, I'm just colouring over them at the moment, but I will do a bit of black, I think, on them. I'm just grabbing my black. It's fairly sharp. This is number 36. And I'm just going to do the door handle on this one and the hinges and the door handle on this one. And I'm going to do this bit. This here, to me, looks like it could be metallic, but that's very fiddly. So I'm going to cheat, make it really easy and just do it black as if it's sort of wrought iron or something like that. So I'm going to do this. I know we're going back and forth a little bit. It's quite unlike me to do this, but I'm just sort of, as my ideas flow, I'm going with them. They're just flowing in a strange order today. I'm thinking this bit around here as well, I'm going to do in black. I think it acts as a nice sort of frame for the door. Still no idea what colour to do the door. Are we in shop? Yes. Goodness, I thought I'd forgotten to move the book then. Now, we've got a window up here above the door, which not the one in the door, but the one above in the tree. We could choose to make those items that are on that windowsill silhouetted against the yellow light with this black pencil. This is what I'm thinking at the moment while I'm colouring in this the frame of the window. I'm thinking, should I colour these in black? I'm going to make the key black and the it's not just the handle, it's the lock mechanism, door furniture. No, that's post box, isn't it? I can't think of what I'm trying to say. I'm going to do it lightish, just sketch it over to start with, because I don't want to disappear the drawing that Johanna's done. It's good English, isn't it? I think this bit might be darker, so I'm going to put another layer on. Leave the handle a bit lighter because it would be sticking out, and we can do that with those corner parts too. A little bit darker. There we go. There we are. Okay, I am now going to go back and finish these. Back and forth, and the smoke. We're going to use the lighter grey. This is the light bluish grey or bluish grey, number 34. It's quite pale, and I'm going to do a circular motion and just put this smoke in. You can see how it's quite pale. Now, smoke can be quite tricky. You can add some swirls of white over these dots and things like that, but because it's such a pale grey, if we add swirls of white, they will just eliminate that black. It will work like an eraser, and the black will just disappear, and you won't actually see the white because this grey is so pale. So I'm going to leave the black there. If you don't like the black, then yes, by all means do that, but it's not going to make it show up unless you make this smoke really dark. I don't want it to look like it's sort of choking black, polluting smoke. You know, it's quite dark as it is. So I think we'll just, I just want to leave it like that. Okay. Now where are we at? Acorns. I know what I'm doing with these two. So I want some dark brown and some slightly lighter brown. So our darkest brown again, which we were using for our window frames, it's not be so squiffy. Number 33, the dark brown. And firstly on these top pieces, a bit dark on the edge and lighter to the middle, and it helps to emphasize the slightly rounded shape which the acorns would have. We'll do the same here. And I'm going to do the same with this main whole bit here. This I feel would be in a dark brown. So I'm going to do it like that, and this one. Now we do have all these individual markings on here, but I've decided to ignore them. I'm just going to let them show. I'm not going to put the brown down enough so that you can't see them, but I'm not going to overemphasize them either. I'm just going to leave it like that. I think they look a little bit more rounded, and that is what I wanted. Now our actual acorns. Acorns I thought might be a more reddish brown, and this is number 31, which is light brown. It's not really that reddish, but I'm going to pop it on to start with. I'm going to use the same technique as here, so we've got that shine carrying on through the nut as we had on the shell. I don't know if I'm using the right words, but hopefully you know what I mean. But I feel that this nut might be a little more reddish than it's looking here. So I'm going to grab this colour. Now this is reddish brown or Indian red, depending on which set you have. Number 30 is very red. I'm just going to put a little bit on. I'm going to be quite gentle because I don't want it to go red, but I want it to be redder, if that makes, hopefully that makes sense. So just colour it up a little bit, and I'm just building up those layers until it looks how I want it to look. Now I've got these swirly lines, and I think I might just use this just for a bit different. They're not going to stick out massively, but we won't have completely ignored them either. There we go. Gosh, I've got such a mess of pencils on my desk now. Right, owl. Now I had said I was going to do owl in grey, so owl stood out from the brown tree. However, I've used a lot of greys here, down here. You can't see where I'm pointing. I'm thinking I do want owl to be brown. Changed my mind, so I'm going to start with 32, which is the natural sienna / brown. It's the pale one, and use it all over owl. And I might keep owl quite pale. I will have a little look when I've put this down quite lightly and have a think. Now owl's got quite a complex pattern going on. I'm just trying to figure out where owl's eyes are. I think this is the white, this is the iris. I don't know if owls even have an iris, but that's what I'm going to do, all white their eyes. Now my friend Mary had me in hysterics when she coloured this owl, because the way she coloured all this, it just made owl look like they were wearing a bra, and it was so funny. And she's got such an amazing sense of humour, so that was good. So I can't not think of that when I see this, so I'm actually probably not going to colour it in as separate. I'm just going to sneeze out. That was such a loud sneeze. So I'm going to stick with this shade, I think, and I think that will help owl to not look like the tree and this, because he's only in one shade. And I'm going to start here and just fade down towards the bottom of the feathers. Just paranoidly looking at the time. I've got about 15 minutes before I have to put the oven on. But I can put it on and come back, I don't have to finish. I'd quite like to just get this page finished because it's Friday afternoon. It'd be nice to have finished by the weekend, just so I can start something new. Now, the feathers up here, I think I'm going to make them darker here. Johanna's actually drawn on them some lines as if there's some shadow there. Like that. I'll do the same on this side, keep it symmetrical. Have any of you ever tried to draw an owl? I tried the one that Johanna put for us in How to Draw Inky Wonderlands. and he came out looking quite strange. But I'm not into my drawing. I'm gonna make it a bit darker down there, you know that. So yeah, I had a go at all of the exercises in the book. I just felt like Johanna wanted me to. It sounds weird, I don't know Johanna personally, but I just felt like she wanted us to buy the book and have a go at it all, because she's sort of desperate for everyone to try and draw, and I think so I wanted to give it a proper go. But I also feel like it's one of those things where if you're really keen and enthusiastic about something, you think that everyone else should really like it too. And I felt that a little bit with that book with Johanna, that she wanted to sort of fall in love with drawing because it's what she does, when actually it isn't a love for me. I can do it sometimes, but it's just not what I really enjoy. It's not my passion. So I had a go. I tried it out. Wasn't for me. Right, owl's eyes next. No, beak. We'll do beak and feet. We'll go kiddie like 29 light ochre. This is weird. This is either called light ochre or dark ochre. On my chart, it's bonkers mad. But I think having this sort of bright golds is really fun. I'm going to do the eyes orange. I'm going to start with number 5 and do this bit. But that is not going to stay this colour. It's quite striking, isn't it? Which was the idea. I'm going to use number 30, which is the reddish brown or Indian red, to make it darker around the centre and the edge. That's where I've observed the eyes tend to be a bit darker. It's also toned that orange down a little bit, but there we go. I rather like him like that. I don't really think owls have whites on their eyes, but anyway, he has. Right, we have these, we've basically got door, ivy, mouse flowers left, and the bottles. I'm going to do the bottles in black, I've decided. So this is my black. I'm just going to silhouette them against the window, because I don't want them to be a big feature of the picture. You know, if I did them bright colours, they'd really stand out. I think it's ivy and the door and the house mouse that I want to be the big feature of the picture. I've got a bit of a problem with what colour to colour house mouse, but anyway. Let's do Ivy's skin. Now we have a, what colour is it? Apricot orange, which to me looks like it might work for her skin. This is number 357. I always do Ivy with very pale skin. It's what I know how to colour really. So makes it just easier for me. I want to learn to do all sorts of different skin tones, and I do actually have a book with some different ones in, but they're all with luminance pencils that I don't have, so I need a chart. Yes, I know, I've been making charts, lots of people have charts, to help me. I think she needs a tad of pink, just to make her look less orange. She's looking a bit tangerine-y. This is number 131. It's the only light pink we have. It's French pink or pink, and I'm going to have to be ever so careful with it. Really light, because I don't want her getting too pink or too dark even, really. It's quite difficult when you don't have a sort of proper skin tony type set. Well, I obviously do, but I mean, I'm not using it. There we go. I'm going to keep this pink to do House Mouse's paw really gently, and ear and nose. I haven't decided what colour to do House Mouse either. I think I might. I'm really tempted to do House Mouse really dark brown. Ivy's hair. We've used our golds for the window. What colour is your hair, Ivy? Brown? Let's use the lightest brown that I can spot. This is 32 again, which is the natural sienna or brown. It's the owl's colour. Just gonna mark out her hair, put it down everywhere. And then put some darker patches in it. I'm just sharpening the light brown, number 31. And I think around the hair grip, well, flower, up from the bottom, dark in there. Just the tips, oh, we've got a bit there too. Just up we go, really. And then I am going to finish off with some yellow. I think I'll just make it look a bit more shiny and nice. Number 29, that light ochre, dark ochre with pencil. Just use that across all of it. Hopefully it'll sort of blend it together, fill in the gaps, make it look warm. She now looks a bit gingery, which is absolutely fine with me. Right, her dress. We haven't done any pinks apart from, oh, we did she's got a bit on her arm there. I've got to make a decision. Right, I've made a decision. This colour here, 132, which is, just turning my paper over, a carmine red / cherry red. It's the door. Right, so I'm gonna do an up and down type movement because this is a painted wooden door. So if we can see pencil strokes in the direction of the wood grain, that would make sense, and I think the wood grain would go in the direction of the lines that Johanna's drawn on the door, as well as in the direction of the long thin planks. So I'm just going to fill all this in. I still haven't decided what colour to do Ivy's dress, or House Mouse, or House Mouse's apron. Slow and steady. The pink I think might use that we used in House Mouse's ears. I think I'm going to use for these flowers. So I've made some sort of decision anyway. Now if this is a bit gappy with bits of white, some bits darker than others, that's perfect. Because as I say, there's this wood grain, the paint could be starting to peel or chip away a little bit. You know, it's not going to be even and smooth. Oops, but I put a bit over the door handle, so whoever painted this door painted it over there. How disgraceful of them. Now around the edge of here we've got these circles. What I'm thinking is behind them there's a tiny bit of white. I'm going to go in with this, if I can. There we go, just turn it around so I've got a sharper end. Just checking the time again, 10 minutes. So all the way around here. And then obviously back down the other side. It's really fiddly. You could do it black as well, it would work, I think. getting in my way. The spiral gets in my way. And back up the other side. Sorry, I'm not talking much. It's highly concentrated work. Probably easier to get in here with a little pen, you know, a little fine liner, but then it would show up so brightly compared to the pencil. It would look a little bit odd, I think. It's testing my eyesight too. My boy's been laughing at my husband. He suddenly realised that when you're wearing your glasses, you can see better. He suddenly started wearing them. It's quite funny. But he needs them for sort of middle distance, television, driving, that sort of thing, you know. Now I'm going to use this one. I think this is the Bordeaux. Yes, number 8, the Bordeaux red. For these around the outside, I think these are gemstones. So I'm going to go around. A fade towards the middle was the plan, but it's not going to work. Too small. I'm going to go over the whole thing. I shall use a white pen to add some shine. I'm going to do a bit of white pen work at the end in a few places, like around the flowers at the bottom, which I said I thought would look better ages ago. So I'm just actually pressing quite hard. I want the colour to be quite intense. And yeah, all the way back down the other side. Excuse me. So after this I am moving on to the flowers, and I'll do them pink. And I have got to make up my mind what colour Ivy's dress is going to be. Her flower is going to match her dress colour. Let's do these hanging down flowers. I'm going to keep them really simple with the number 131, French pink or pink. And I'm just going to make them quite intensely dark at the top and then lighter further down. Now I've seen these flowers being drawn as lamps with a dark sky and some light coming out from them and things like that. Very clever. Not going to be happening with me. Not on this page anyway. The thing I always find is, where do you stop? Because if this was a lamp, the light wouldn't just come out of here, it would come out all round it. And how far out do you take the light? And do you fade it into the blue, or does it suddenly stop? You know, I need to look at photographs of lamps in dark, with dark behind them, so I can work out how to draw them, really colour them. Now, shall we do House Mouse like Owl in a brown? Owl's getting quite camouflaged, but her apron will help her to stand out. We could do in a grey, but then she'll look really similar to these. So I'm thinking brown is the answer. I think we'll go dark brown because she'll stand out more, because we haven't got loads of dark brown. So this is the number 33, which I think is just called dark brown. I need to write all this on one piece of paper, 33, on one side of a piece of paper, I mean. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to try and draw in some fur. So I'm going to put a layer down first and then draw some lines to make her look furry. I think mice look nicer in this colour anyway, rather than grey, look a bit like a rat. So don't like rats. I'm not that keen on mice, to be honest. They're cute in picture books, so that's fine. But real ones, I think it's their tail. Don't like their tails. I don't know why. When I had decided to buy a little animal, a little pet, I couldn't buy a mouse. Someone had bought a mouse and I thought I'd like a mouse, a pet mouse. And then I looked at its tail and thought, no, couldn't do it. I think it's because it looks like a snake, or maybe because the snake looks like a tail. I don't know, whatever it is, I'm not happy with it. So I, no. So I bought a hamster, a dwarf hamster. It was just so cute. So little. There we go. I'm just going to put a few more fur stripes on her. A bit of darker areas under the sort of apron strings, and her chin, and her ears. There we go. There she is. Now we have to make this little bit on the mushroom here or something. What is it? I really don't know. I am going to make it grey so that it just sort of, I'm hoping it'll just sort of disappear into the, I think maybe it's part of that. There, now it looks like part of that. I'm happy with that now. It just needed to sort of blend in. Now, we have some very bright pinky purples we used for this. I don't think we've used this one actually. What number is this? 177. No, we haven't used 177, I don't think. It is called Lilac Violet, and we're going to use it for Ivy's dress. Now, Ivy has a design of leaves on her dress, and they're going to sort of slightly disappear because I'm not going to make them green. I think, oh, there's a, I've missed that out, look at that. Because there's a lot of green in this picture, and why do they have to be green? So I'm colouring her dress in an evenish layer of this, and now I'm going to make it darker in places. So across the back here and under the arm there'd be shadow, it'd be a bit darker, and here a little bit on the edges too. Be more at the back down here and under this leaf, which we need to colour in obviously. I wonder how long you've been shouting at me that that's needed doing. Now that was coloured in 26 with the dark greens. Let's just pop that in. I'm not going to, don't worry, I haven't finished Ivy yet. I'm just doing this so I don't forget. So her, let's just go back to that same pink and do the flower to match, and the leaves. Now the leaves I'm going to do again over the top with this 179, which is the bluish violet, but it's much easier to colour over the top of them because then your colour's more even, the underneath colour, and you can just go over them like this and no one would ever know that you did it that way. It looks neat because it's all done in the same way, the colour all works. So there we go. Oh, missed one, and we'll do those leaves too. Like that, there she is. Now House Mouse's apron, I think I might do in the darkish blue. I've got some darkish blue down here, but I don't think it's going to interfere too much. It's quite far away. We haven't used all the blues as far as I can remember. This number 20 I'm going to use, which is the Prussian blue, which is nice. Okay. It's a sort of grey blue, isn't it? But what I'm going to try and do is make it darker at each end of the tie. Quite tricky. There we go. So that the fabric might look a little bit more like her body isn't flat. Now this I'm just going to put on lightly, and then think about that it will be darker under here and here. Just gently, just like with Ivy's dress, we're ignoring this pocket completely, and then we're going to go over it in a different colour. Whoops. I'm going to use number 17, which is cobalt blue, just to help with this detailing a little bit. Looks quite 3D, that pocket, I don't know why. Okay, there's one piece that we've forgotten, the lantern. So we're going to use this yellow, the 28, which is the gold ochre for the light, nice and bright. And then I'm going to use the number 72, which is the slate grey for the edges. And I should have put my oven on 5 minutes ago, so bear with me. I just put that in, trying to leave a white bit to shine, and I'll be back. Right, that should be fine. Just push my pencils away a bit. I'm going to come out now to show you the full picture, and we are going to put some white pen on. In fact, let me just put that out of the way. The owl's eyes are worrying me. The whites of his eyes just don't look right, and I'm going to get some brown, the 32 natural sienna, and colour it in. I don't know why, it just, there's such a big area of white, it just looks a bit odd. I'm happier with it like that. Something else, oh, House Mouse's eye. Now it's got a place for like an iris and then white, but I don't think mice have irises and white. I think they just have black eyes, so I'm going to colour it black. It looks a bit big. I'm going to put some white on it and hopefully it will help it. This is number 8 jelly roll. No, I'm going to use a Posca, sorry, Posca. This is PC1MR Posca pen. Right, we're going to start at the bottom and work down so we don't smudge it. Owl's eyes, a few bits there and there. It's still not very shaken up. The dots on the flowers, that bit of owl's eye, that's better. Some shine on here. Like that. Now our spots on here, I'm going to do them all, even the big ones, because I've gone over them a little bit, and just want to make sure they all appear and look. You can't see that I've gone over the edge. Well, it hides it a little bit, and this one I've went over all of them, so just going all around them. Oops. No, sorry, I should leave it there so you can see it all. That one. I'm going to put a bit of white on the lantern, and on the glass, diagonal stripes. Try not to get on the frame, I did. Try not to. See, this one needs to go right over the top of those bottles because they're inside the window. Okay, House Mouse's eye needs some white. I feel like it's too black. I'm going to make it smaller. There we go. Ivy doesn't need any white. The flowers do though. I'm just going to dot it around the centre of the flower and in the middle of these, I think. around here. Let's have a look. Yeah, as I say, I'm not going to put any in the smoke. I think it's okay without it. I think it would just erase it really. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm happy with that. So there, oh no, I knew there was something. These are on the door. Just like I forgot in my Hannah Carlson book that I did last month, and I forgot to do, make the gemstones shine around the door. Nearly did the same thing here. I knew there was something. Just a little drop of light, shine, makes all the difference. There we go. There. Now I have finished. Now I'm happy that it's finished. So you could spend more time putting a little bit more blue in the sky, putting a little more exaggerated artwork on the tree, and I had said I might go back to that, but for me, I'm happy with how it's come out. It looks colourful, it's bright, it's I think my eyes are being drawn to the right places for what I wanted to bring people's attention to, so I am very happy with it. So yeah, so thank you for bearing with me and watching through. It's quite a mammoth 3 days, three series of 3, but well done if you got through it, and thank you for joining me, and yeah, have a lovely day and happy colouring.